Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacy. I am a mom of two littles, Mia who is 2 and Wyatt who is 1. And today I'm going to take you along as I do our toy rotation. So, toy rotation is something that we have done for about a month. So this is going to be our second actual rotation. The first time I actually just took half of our toys and I put them away. And then 2 weeks ago, I took half of the toys that we had out and I exchanged them for other toys. And the idea behind toy rotation, or the reason why we do it, is for a couple of purposes. First, there are less toys out, so I have less to pick up, which makes cleaning so much easier and more organized. Second, I feel like when there are less toys out, their kids themselves are more focused on what they are playing with. When we had all of our toys out, it was so easy for them to go to one thing to the next. Things just get dumped out all over the place and no real focus was taking place, and I feel like it was just so overwhelming with too many options. So that helps by only having a few toys out. And third, I like that I can foster certain kinds of learning in the kids. So if I want to focus more on letters one week, I can make sure I put out toys that have more letters in them. If we want to focus on building and engineering, I can do things like blocks and puzzles. So it really kind of depends. I like to have a lot of different kinds of toys out, so it's not like everything one week is all about pretend play. So we do have a variety, but when I want to focus on a certain or push a certain topic, I can make sure that some of our toys are a little more cohesive in that direction. So let's get started. I'm going to start by showing you what we have out currently. So this is our toy area in the kids' room. We have a bookshelf, and then we have another shelf, and then there's some room over here off to the side. We have this toy area here as well, where it's kind of a toy box. Then finally, we have this toy area over here in the living room where we have some books in a little magazine rack. I have some toys I set off to the side, and then we hide a few toys in our TV cabinet as well. Okay, so this is where we hide all of the toys that are not set out. They're actually behind Wyatt's pack and play here, so the kids can't easily get into them. I do get in and out of the closet sometimes to get Mia a dress or two to wear, and the kids see the toys, but we have talked to them about how it is not their turn to come out and play right now, and they're usually very accepting of this. So let me go ahead and move this bed, and I will show you the mess that is in there. Okay, here are all of our toys. I have toys up here on the top shelf. I have toys in shelves down here. We have a little kitchen. We have about everything, it feels like sometimes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick toys out of our shelves that we currently have out. I'm going to put them away. I'm going to pick new toys to set out. Sometimes I will keep toys out, but I will move their location in the rooms. So maybe if it's a toy that we currently have in the bedroom, I'll put it in the living room, or vice versa. That way, sometimes the location of the toy is really what determines how a kid is going to play with it. Is it at eye level? Is it closed away in a cupboard? Is it set out? Is it in a room where the family is at more often? So a lot of these come into effect when it determines if the child is going to play with the toy. And I feel like sometimes I feel like if there is a toy that I would like the kids to play with more, but they don't seem to be engaging with, I will just try to change the location of where it is at, and maybe it will catch their eye next week. So let's get to rearranging. What are we going to put out this week? Oh, sometimes it is even overwhelming for me. So I'm going to start with the few items that I know I want to trade out. I might just take the items that I want to put away and I'll put them on Mia's bed for a moment. And that way I have room to set out the new stuff, and then I will put the stuff that is on the bed into the closet.
This whole process took me about 15 to 20 minutes to take all of the old toys and put them away and pick new toys to set out. I would like to streamline this process by organizing the toys into weeks to where all I would have to do is pull out a new week's worth of toys and put the old ones away. I am hoping to do so with the toy bin that is there in the closet and color coordinate all of the toys that would get set out in 1 week. But at this time, I just don't have that part of the organization done, and it is not high on the priority list. It was fun going through all of the toys, seeing what I thought the kids would be interested in this week, and of course, trying to find toys that are going to inspire their creativity and get them to want to learn as they play. I also try to rotate our books in and out of our bookshelves and the book bin that we have in the living room. If there is a book that we have read 1,000 times, it is sure to get put away so we can explore new stories. If there is a book that we haven't got the chance to read yet, I will usually leave it out unless I think it's something that won't interest the kids any longer. Of course, we also make a trip to the library about every 2 weeks, so those books are kind of in our rotation as well, so I don't actually have to switch out as many books in our closet. I decided at the end of this that I was going to switch out the table and the chairs with the little electronic whiteboard that we have in the dining room. Hopefully this will give us a chance to do more kid-friendly activities at the table. Of course, bringing the whiteboard into the bedroom does worry me a bit, especially after the whole coloring incident that happened at nap time a few weeks ago. So I'm not sure if the markers will be set out all of the time.
Okay, so here is our finished result. I got our Little People farm out because we've not had this farm out since we've started toy rotation, and it works really well on the shelf because it's at the perfect height that they can stand and interact with it. For our engineering blocks, I just have regular letter cubes. We have some beads and string activities, and then we have a shape sorter. This was in the living room for the last 2 weeks and they never got it out and played with it, so I'm hoping if it's in here a little more visible they will go for it. In the pretend box I have another purse with some items for Mia, a brush, necklace. There is a little makeup palette, and what I did with this is I took one of my old ones and I actually poured fingernail polish in here and I let it dry. Now you might want to do this like outside or in a well ventilated area because it does smell for a while as it is drying. She still has her Tangled Princess here because she loves it and she plays with it all the time. We have Barbie as well. She has really taken to her kitty. Oh, there's our farmer. So now we have 2 farmers out. And I switched out for a new baby, and I got the puppy out this time that was not there before. Then we have our homemade crown because she wanted to be a princess, and we just made this a couple days ago. So I figure we better leave that out at this point. I had a puzzle for Wyatt under here, and I moved it into the living room, so maybe he will get a chance to play with that a little bit more. Mia's puzzle this week is all about spelling, and so she's usually very good at putting the pictures together, so I'm hoping that we can start working on some letter recognition. And then I brought out a stuffed cow to sit on this table here. In this box, I ended up putting a dinosaur. We have some music toys out this week. We have some bongos and our kitty piano that actually needs new batteries. So I have to make sure I pick up batteries before I get the kids. And a dump truck, and our stick horse is still here. We leave the shopping cart out because they love the shopping cart. Both kids push it around all the time. I filled it with a few cleaning toys and then some cups and pretend juices. So that is what it is in there. And we'll go look in the living room real quick. Okay, so out here I brought our toy walker. We had this play plate out last week, but we put on the walker this week. We have our books from the library and then some books that we didn't read last week. I actually emptied this a little bit. We'll see. If I need to put more out, I can always grab some throughout the week. Here is a puzzle that I'm hoping will get played with more, and a Melissa and Doug shape stacker. In the cabinet, we have some things that go. We have some light up toys, a little sensory ball. I found a lot of the things that get put in the cabinet really don't get played with that much because it's that out of sight, out of mind theory. So I decided we'll just leave the cabinet a little bit emptier this week. Sometimes stuff shifts between the two rooms, so it might fill up as we go throughout the week. So we will see what the kids think when they come home today. Okay, Miss Mia, we switched out your toys. We put new toys in your room. Do you want to see what toys you get to play with for a while?
Yeah.
Should we go inside and see?
Yeah.
Okay, open the door. Let's see what's in there. What toys are out? What toys do you have?
My boy is in here.
Your board is in here now, isn't it?
Yeah.
What toys do you got? Do you think these will be fun to play with for a while? Oh boy, it wants to take the video camera. Okay. Well, if you enjoyed our toy rotation, make sure you subscribe so that way you don't miss out on future videos. Okay, Mia, say bye.
Bye.
And there Wyatt goes, taking the camera again.